Education is at a crossroads in America with the confirmation of Linda McMahon as Secretary of Education on the horizon. The conversation around school choice, educational reforms have never been more urgent. For decades, countless students, particularly lower income families, have been denied access to quality education due in part to bureaucratic inefficiencies and political gridlock. Let's welcome now Denisha Allen, a senior fellow at the American Federation for Children and the founder of Black Minds Matter, to discuss the future of education, the president's vision, and how school choice can transform lives. Denisha, good to have you back. Good to see you.
Hi, Alicia. Thanks so much for having me on.
So millions of Americans, parents feel stuck in this failing school system, right? I mean, the report card came out recently. It was not good, to say the least. How could President Trump's executive order supporting school choice and his push to shut down the Department of Education impact these families?
The school choice movement has been around for so long, and I thank you for allowing me to be on to talk about it because it's a push to empower parents to choose the best school for their child. And this administration support of it is really bringing much needed attention to the movement to allow parents to go to the schools that best meets their needs. Right now, at the federal level, we have the Education Choice for Children's Act that would do just that. It would give substantial amount of power back to parents and take it away from the bureaucracy where it now lies. And I'm looking forward to see what happens with it.
Okay, so I have to bring in the other side, play devil's advocate a little bit, because critics argue the president's school choice executive order and his plan to shut down the Department of Education would drain funding from public schools, hurt teachers, hurt students. How do you respond to those who say these reforms only weaken the system?
The teachers unions and all of their little allies have been saying that same talking point for the past 30 years, and academic outcomes for students have continued to remain stagnant and decline. But one thing is for sure, that the talking point is not swaying parents because the demand for school choice continues to increase across this country. In Florida, over 500,000 students are taking advantage of the Florida scholarship, and we see that rise all across the country. With Texas, in the legislature right now in Texas, it just passing in Tennessee. Everywhere we see where the it's school choice is on the rise, and so the naysayers are just that, just naysayers.
Well, you mentioned Texas, Tennessee. They have school choice, but not all states have school choice. And since the education policy is largely decided at the state level, and Trump's executive order is more like, guidance for the country, what real impact will school choice have on families? For example, let's just take a state like California, where both school choice and even policies like keeping men out of women's sports have faced pushback. How do you see school choice playing out?
Yeah, for sure. Well, we have the Education Choice for Children's Act that's proposed right now in Congress. And what Trump's executive order does is bring more attention to this bill and the urgency and the need that we have for it to pass. And it would provide funding for those states like the Californias, the New Jerseys, the New Yorks, where the union has really stifled opportunity for students. It would put funding directly in the hands of parents to basically jump over the union's demands and what they have done to students in states just like that. And so it is a really cool opportunity to see, and I have high hopes that it will pass.
Yeah, what about, we all saw that viral moment, right, when Representative Maxine Waters, Maxwell Frost, they were denied entry to the Education Department last week and created this big old scene. What's your take on what happened?
It was a big scene, and I thought it was extremely ironic because for decades, for years, the Democratic Party has shut the doors of opportunity for students across this country, denying them access to school choice. And then they get denied access to the Department of Education. So I thought that it was quite ironic, and they got a taste of their own medicine with denying opportunity to students. Hopefully, they'll see how it feels when students are trying to get out of bureaucratic schools and go to schools of choice. And hopefully, they'll see how that felt, because that's how students are feeling every day across this country,
Yeah.
just like that.
Yeah, good point. It was symbolic. Denisha Allen, senior fellow at the American Federation for Children. Ironic as well. Thank you so much, Denisha. Appreciate your time as always.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.